Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, unless you're just about to go to bed. Then good night. For the rest of you, welcome to CDBY. For anyone that doesn't know, I ask you a question at the end of each video, and you comment down below, yeah? For your chance to get into the next CDBY video. For us in Britain, the weather hasn't been great until the start of last week, when the temperature started to rise, and on Thursday, it was one of the hottest days on record, and now it's just basically raining, constantly, all weekend, with a real big drop in temperature. But the summer is here, unless you live in Australia. Last time the question was, do you prefer the weather hot or cold? Explain your reason behind it. Salmon sketch? Cold because then it will snow, but then snow brings its own problems, like too much and you can't go to school or work. Come on, snow. John Crazy. I actually don't mind hot or cold, I just deal with it. As long as you're not wearing a big fluffy coat while it's hot and flip-flops while it's cold. Don't want you to get confused. It's jamming time. I like cold because California is equal to an oven, even in the winter or something. And plus if you're cold, you can put a jacket on to get warm. But you can't do anything to get cold if you're hot. Yes, that's true, you can get warm if it's cold, but if you've got a big enough freezer, you can jump in that if you get too hot. Gilly. In the UK it's rain or no hot, nor cold, just rain, so it doesn't really matter. So what do you think about last week's heat, and now the rain? Fish Killman. I would prefer the cold weather, because in the winter you can bundle up and still be warm and cosy, but in the summer, no matter what you do, you're just hot. Unless you have a really big freezer. But don't stay in there too long, your legs and arms might fall off. Cats have 9 lives, YT. Hot, so I can swim for the rest of my life. Lol. But then again, I might go for cold. Nah, hot. Glad you settled on hot. Have you got your swimming badges? Because it sounds like you will have to swim a lot. Undead animations. Cold, yeah, 'cause I can relate to cold 'cause I'm British. Yeah, in Britain it's going to be 85% cold. And the rest? Cold and raining. Watermelon animations. I would prefer cold. A change for once. So that must mean you live somewhere that is hot? I think I would get fed up with really hot weather all the time. The Archie channel. I would like cold weather because I love snow and I can just add layers. It's perfect. Snow can make everything look white and beautiful. But again, you can get fed up if there's just way too much. Titan animations. I'd prefer it cold because I wouldn't have to go out and socialise. And instead, we could just chill with our technology. This is a fair comment. When the weather does go cold, most people tend to interact more on social networks. Stick TV. Cold because it's not warm. But when it's warm, it's not cold either. But thanks for pointing this out. Firelight animations. I like the summer, so I don't have to wear so many jackets. And because I like surfing. I've never been surfing, but that could be due to the fact I'm not too keen on sharks either. JJ Gaming Jones. I like it hot because I can go outside with a short sleeve shirt and shorts, but I will also have more school. I also like cold because it could be a snowy or icy day, or rainy day for school. So I don't really know if I have a favourite at this point. Yeah, you have fair points. So wear your short sleeve shirt and shorts while it's snowing and you'll be double happy. Animation Kid. I would rather cold so we can go to the beach and eat ice cream. Do you live in Iceland? Or did you mean hot rather than cold? You need to explain. This is confusing. Collab Animates. Can you give me a shout out please? Probably not, this is CDBY. Where you need to answer a question mate. Charney Animations. I like the cold because I can steal hoodies. If you like them that much, maybe it's worth you actually buying one. And where do you go to steal hoodies anyway? Kev. Cold because my teacher calls me Cool Kev and Hot Cocoa. Hang on a minute. Be careful, Kev. You might become the teacher's pet. Aidan Taines. Hot because I like the beach's water warm. And I can have a nice cold drink. I can relate to this. I have drunk too much seawater over the years. K. Cancray. Both hot and cold mirror 2 parts of my life. Cold is like my family and how I remember living in the places where my parents are from and grew up. England and Ireland, and also half English and half Irish. And hot because I live in Florida, the heat stroke state, where I live and have some amazing friends and privileges compared to Europe. But my final answer is neither, because extreme weather will kill you. Either way, but serious, I choose a long answer. And I have corrected your spelling mistakes. Strange Animations. Both because I'm hot from the outside but cold from the inside. That's a little deep. As long as you don't become the next Ted Bundy, it might be alright. Scorpions Animations. I would like it hot, because where I am, it's been rather cold lately, but I almost never take off my jacket, even on hot days. So hot days wouldn't be that bad for me. If it gets really hot, you ought to remove your jacket, or you might start breeding maggots in there. Dante draws. I have pros and cons for both. Winter can be bone chilling. Plus, the snow can look ugly after people step in it. You don't see that brown mushy excuse for snow in holiday movies. Now do you? Summer can be blistering hot, and when you're hot, what can you do then? You can take off your shirt. Oh wait, 50% of the world can do that in public. With all this being said, I prefer winter over summer. I am so glad we got there in the end. Zach Animates. Cold since... Point 1. I wouldn't have to interact with people as often. Point 2. Things wouldn't melt. Point 3. I wouldn't be scorching hot because in the winter you can simply keep layering up. Point 4. Indoors. Point 5. I won't get heat stroke. You ought to send this to the Arctic Circle, because then the ice caps might stop melting in the extreme cold. Bacon painted. Cold. Because of those damn mosquitoes hate me in the summer. Eat plenty of garlic. They'll keep them away. But don't breathe on anyone else. They might be a little overwhelmed. Fairs Animations. I prefer it cold, wet and miserable, like my partner. There has been a lot going on with the announcement of the next batch of comic book hero films. But do you think they've been overdone or milked that much? There ain't much milk left. Or are you craving for more? Comment down below, yeah? To maybe appear in the next CDBY, which will be at the end of August. Hot is hot. Cold is cold. What?